everybody, welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. It is Thursday, the 2nd of November. I guess I'm pushing it a little bit ahead of time, thinking it's Friday when it's not quite there yet. So we do the same thing every day on the Daily Market Commentary. We look at the same 8 or 10 futures markets to determine where some opportunities may lie, and then we use those opportunities, and the key is we leave our lines on the charts, and those lines stay on the charts until an opportunity either hits, works out for us, or stops us out. And either way, we want to trade that plan. So if you have any questions or something you'd like to see, please leave me a comment below, but I'm going to go ahead and dive into it right quick. So the S&P is our first market, and yesterday I talked about how the S&P is just not giving me anything. And there's a reason I said that yesterday. It's because yesterday we were here, today we're here. All it did was went up and down and up and down, and not enough movement for me to be willing to get today. You may have been able to catch a little ride from this little pivot low right here. This little ride up was certainly a potential on a very small time frame. If you want to go down to, say, like the 15-minute chart, it's possible that you used this little area right in here as a little line of a support, and then price bounced off of there and went up. I did not. I will tell you, I try to stay away from those small time frames. They've been known to be my kiss of death. Now, the Nasdaq, as it stands at this very moment, we actually are setting up for a potential rollover in the Nasdaq. I'm not willing to get short yet, but this area that we have here, where I've got a little bit of basing before a pretty nice drop and then price rallying back up. Now, my downward momentum has been weakening, but this could be a good short potential. This is a reversal candlestick pattern. Now, here's the way I would play this. If indeed, and hopefully I can get this recording out in the next few minutes. I'm doing this right after the close of the market. If you do get short, here's the only way to play this. I only get short if I get lower than the prior candle's low, and then my stop is the prior candle's high. So it really is where I'm really just looking for a quick swing. Like, give me an example of this. Here's a version of that going up. You notice here, every candle has a higher low. Right? Every candle has a higher low until the first one that gives me a lower low, I'd be out. So if I'm going to trade this thing short, I'm going to get short once I get a lower low on a candlestick, and then my stop is going to be above the prior candlestick's high. And then each new hourly candlestick that's created, I'm going to move my stop down below each hourly high. That's a very small time frame way of playing some swings. Crude oil. So crude oil, we still have our breakout level. Price did not touch our breakout level yet, and so we're going to leave that one be. Gold. Gold, we've got some levels pretty far away from current price. Today, nothing came into an area that we have a whole lot of interest in, although I am a little bit more interested in this area down in here. I'm going to put a level down in here. I'm going to put it as a confirmation kind of level. Now, remember, this means that we only get in if price comes into the level and then bounces up off of that level. And the reason I'm doing that is simply because we've kind of been there in the past. I'm going to edit those properties a little bit, turn that into a confirmation style. That's why I've got the dashed lines. So a dashed line tells me that it's more of wait for price to come into the level and then get long as it comes out and manage that stop a bit tighter. Looking at our bonds, Aussie, Euro, and Canadian dollars. So bond market, unfortunately, didn't get filled on this long. This just level is still valid, something we're still going to keep on our radar screen. Inside of the bond markets, there's really nothing today that jumped out at me as a place to put another level, so I'm going to leave that one be. Looking at the Aussie. So the Aussie, I had tweeted last night that we got a nice breakout up out of the Aussie level. So if you were able to catch that, you got a nice little movement on the breakout up. And then today we got a nice little retest back. So there's no reason to be out of this thing. There's still a good chance to be long. If you look at this from a trend line perspective, we are definitely coming back towards the trend. Now, our momentum is definitely waning. I'm not a huge indicator guy, but when I look at my momentum, you'll see that my momentum, though I have higher swing highs in price, I have slightly lower swing highs in my momentum indicator. So that tells me that we're profitable in this trade. It might be time to look to take some of those profits off the table. If you did multiple lots or multiple contracts, maybe take and put a little bit in your pocket. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, unfortunately, we did not get the breakdown on the Canadian dollar. Level still holds, and I will still keep that level where it is. We might get another breakout above here, but I'd want to see price bounce off there a few more times. All right, Nat Gas, Great British Pound, and the yen. So our Nat Gas level, we had set up for a potential breakdown, and then price just didn't come down to our level. So that breakdown does still exist if we get a breakout below that level there. In the British Pound, now the British Pound today had big movements off of a rate hike. We had a strong rally up. Let me make that smaller time period so everyone can see. Small rally up into this region before then a very strong drop. Now I will tell you, there are, if you wanted to take something off of this level in here, then maybe you were able to catch that short. I was not. It was not, doesn't fit my risk parameters, especially when I go to the hourly chart. It doesn't fit my risk parameters simply because there's a whole lot of noise in this area. Excuse me, it's right over here. There's a whole lot of noise in this area with, before that strong move down. We did rally back up. This could have been a good short entry for you if you were willing to take it off of that little level in there. I did not have that trade set up. Feel like I missed that one. But sometimes you just feel like you miss, and that's one of them that I kind of feel like I did. So there's going to be maybe an attempt at that level just above us. Could be going forward, but I'm actually still looking for price to come back down into here. This is really still where my level is in the pound. So we just still been basing between there. As far as the yen goes, my eye keeps coming back to this area here on the hourly chart, and I haven't put the lines on. I'm going to put them on now as a potential for the future. I didn't touch them the first time simply because I wasn't really in love with that level. The more I look at it, the more I'm gonna put something in there. I think that could be a good reversal opportunity. So there we have it for the day. If something comes up in the overnight hours and I get a chance, I'll throw it up on the Twitter feed. If you don't know, my Twitter feed is just at Chuck_Fulkerson. You can follow me on Twitter. I think it's in the comments down below in the summary of the video. And thank you so much for being part of the video. Please subscribe and you'll get the updates whenever I put them out. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.